Hello everyone, welcome back to our movie recaps. We're here to bring you the most exciting movie stories of all time. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because one lucky subscriber could win a free scooter. Alright, no more waiting around, let's jump right into today's recaps. Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt is a manga series that began serialization in 2012 and is still ongoing. In 2015, it was adapted into an anime series consisting of 2 seasons totaling 8 episodes. The 2 seasons were later combined into 2 compilation films for theatrical release. Today, let's focus on the story of the first season. The story is set in UC-0079, during the latter stages of the war between the Earth Federation and the Principality of Zeon. The space colony satellite known as Side 4, or more, is devastated by an attack from the Zeon forces. Most of the population loses their lives in the assault, leaving the colony in ruins. The debris from the destroyed colony begins to discharge electricity and generate lightning after colliding with each other, thus earning the area the name Thunderbolt Sector. During the later stages of the One-Year War, the Thunderbolt Sector is occupied by Zeon forces and serves as a vital supply route for the Zeon Fortress, a Biowa-Q. The Moore Brotherhood, a federal army unit composed of survivors from Moore, has been attempting to reclaim the Thunderbolt Sector, which they consider their homeland, for over a month but without success. This is due to the presence of the Zeon Living Dead Division stationed there. Their snipers lurk within the wreckage, swiftly eliminating anyone who ventures too close. On this day, the Moore Brotherhood once again dispatches a team of mobile suits to prepare for an assault on the Thunderbolt sector. One of the main protagonists, EO, pilots one of these mobile suits. Before launching into battle, he excitedly listens to jazz music in the cockpit, drumsticks in hand, imagining himself playing jazz drums. EO is the son of a former mayor. His father, burdened by the consequences of his decisions that resulted in countless deaths, including his own suicide due to overwhelming pressure, has left EO with a crazed personality. 24 soldiers pilot shield-equipped Gundam ground types into battle. From a distance, the Zeon snipers begin their assault, leaving the Gundam team no chance to retaliate, including EO. One by one, they are picked off by the Zeon snipers, who casually chat through wired communication while admiring the sniping skills of another main character, Daryl. By the way, if you enjoy our movie recaps, we're currently hosting a giveaway for our audience. We're excited to announce that a brand new scooter awaits one lucky subscriber. Don't miss out. Subscribe and follow us to stay tuned for more updates. Daryl, a sniper with remarkable precision, lost his legs during a Zeon Earth landing operation and subsequently joined the Living Dead Division, a unit composed of soldiers who each wear a prosthetic limb. Due to his exceptional marksmanship, Daryl became their ace sniper. Suddenly, the cockpit door of one sniper's MS is forcibly opened from the outside, and before he can react, a bullet pierces through his skull. It is Yo, who silently approached and commandeered the MS-09 Dom. Using communication to taunt Daryl, EO accuses him of only being able to hide in the shadows and shoot. As the arrival of the mysterious Federation Daryl cannot retaliate, a prototype MS Daryl with higher-ranking that their next encounter will be his demise. But EO retorts that whenever jazz music is heard, it signals his presence. Using the blind spots created by the remaining snipers, EO escapes the cursed area, bringing back the MS-09 Dom intact to the mothership, becoming the only MS to return triumphantly from the battle. Among the 24 gym mobile suits, 9 are shot down, and none remain intact. The captain of the Moore Brotherhood, Claudia Peer, feels distraught over the failed command, and privately confides in EO. She informs IO of the arrival of a mysterious Federation supply, a prototype MS. With higher-ranking pilots having perished, EO is tasked with piloting it. Hell, who was Io's former classmate and lover, feels uneasy about issuing such dangerous orders to Io. Io comforts her with his lips, stating that he is not worried because he has fallen completely in love with the combat capabilities of mobile suits. Daryl retrieves the bodies of his fallen comrades and returns to his own mothership. Technicians express their intention to extract vital data from his consciousness. Professor Carla, a key figure in Xeon mobile suit technology, weeps bitterly over the body of her deceased lover. After calming down a bit, Carla implores the sniper ace Daryl to avenge their fallen comrades by eliminating the Federation pilot who listens to jazz music. Theo, now piloting the newly arrived full-armor Gundam, suffers from allergies and asks his old friend, Connie, for tissues. Upon sortie, Io expresses admiration for the Gundam's performance and manages to evade the Xeon snipers with its help, destroying 3 Zaku mobile suits and a sniper cannon. News of the Gundam's actions terrifies the soldiers of the Living Dead division, and Daryl instinctively believes that the pilot above is his hated enemy, Io. Now Carla arranges for Daryl to receive specialized prosthetic legs and begins testing the Living Dead division's research technology, connecting nerves directly to the mobile suit system, allowing for direct neural control. This technology is known as the Psycho-Zaku system. During the process, Daryl recalls the sensation of having 2 feet and sheds tears. Daryl takes his turn to swap positions with other snipers. Soldiers complain about Daryl, the Sniper King, being assigned to pilot the outdated Zaku mobile suit, but Daryl brushes it off, stating that snipers don't need mobility. Soon after, an enemy, unusually fast, appears. Io, piloting the Gundam. Despite several shots, the snipers can't hit him. Io quickly approaches and uses the Gundam's shoulder beam cannon to eliminate one sniper. Another sniper's position is discovered just as Io is about to strike, but Daryl locks onto Io's location and fires. Io, facing the incoming beam, realizes his impending death in an instant. Unexpectedly, a Thunderbolt sector lightning bolt streaks across, distorting Daryl's shot, saving his life. Daryl is stunned by his opponent's stroke of luck, while Io deduces the enemy's identity as the ace sniper. Io spares the sniper and turns his attention to Daryl. Utilizing nearby wreckage and the Gundam's mobility, Io successfully approaches and destroys Daryl's sniper cannon. With no feet, Daryl is unable to make agile movements in space and is immediately overwhelmed. Drawing his beam saber, Io attacks the cockpit. Daryl quickly pulls out a grenade and shields the cockpit with the mobile suit's hand, but the beam almost melts his left hand. Flesh and blood scatter inside the cockpit as the grenade explodes. Fearing that Daryl might detonate the mobile suit's power source, Io retreats, only to realize it was just a flash grenade. Daryl narrowly escapes with his life. Meanwhile, the Moore Brotherhood and the Living Dead division's main fleets engage in battle. It turns out that the Gundam was merely a decoy. The Living Dead division integrates with 2 battleships and chooses to retreat. While the Federation's deputy captain praises the success of the operation, Captain Pell is not relieved. Instead, she feels guilty for the casualties. In his dream, Daryl recalls the day his father bought him a radio, feeling content as he holds his father's hand. When he wakes up, he finds himself in a medical capsule, with Professor Carla having just completed their emergency surgery. Daryl realizes his left hand has been amputated and lets out a cry of despair. The Living Dead division's forces are dwindling, yet they are ordered to hold Thunderbolt sector at all costs. JJ, the bespectacled man in charge of technological development, he informs the captain that the Psycho-Zaku technology is ready for combat use, the only way to avoid total annihilation. All that's needed is the captain's order to amputate Daryl's remaining right hand and connect the nerves of his limbs to the mobile suit. Reluctantly, the captain agrees. Professor Carla, upon hearing this, expresses her opposition, but JJ uses Carla's father, imprisoned for treason, as leverage. Carla has no choice but to comply. The captain personally delivers this cruel order to Daryl, and then Carla performs the surgery. Upon awakening, Daryl sees his right arm filled with various tubes and wires and witnesses Carla's tearful distress due to the brutality of the surgery. Several Federation ball and GM cannons arrive at the Moore Brotherhood, ready for the final assault to reclaim Thunderbolt sector. The pilots are all fresh graduates, and upon seeing EO's Gundam on the mobile suit deck, they salute the symbol of the Federation. EO goes to find Pell in her office, only to discover her self-medicating due to the immense pressure of sending these young soldiers to their deaths. Realizing her state, EO rushes her to the medical room. After undergoing Psycho-Zaku enhancement, Daryl test pilots the Zaku, cheered on by his comrades. At their request, Daryl proudly displays his new rank insignia, a promotion to second lieutenant, amid cheers and applause. When handed the 9th bottle by an uncle figure, Daryl nearly drops it due to his recent amputation. Witnessing this, the uncle finally breaks down in tears, and the atmosphere turns somber. Daryl, in turn, comforts everyone, expressing his honor at being trusted with responsibility again and his desire to protect his comrades. Before sortying, Carla reveals her background to Daryl. Her father, a historian, was imprisoned for his ideas, and the military promised to release him if Carla's research proved fruitful. Carla apologizes for selfishly cutting off Daryl's hand, but is tenderly reassured by Daryl, who urges her to keep fighting and find happiness again someday. She places her headband on Daryl's prosthetic hand, and they share a kiss, both smiling afterward. With the hope of the Living Dead division in his heart, Daryl heads to the battlefield. EO assigns the young soldiers their mission, to serve as his shield for conserving his firepower until he reached the front line. Then, he will engage and eliminate enemy warships and ace pilots. As they set out, Captain Pell silently prays for the safe return of the children. Despite their numbers, the young soldiers panic under enemy sniper fire and are gradually picked off, one by one. On the flagship of the Living Dead division, researcher JJ suggests fleeing with Carla to safety, but Carla insists that her research on the Psycho-Zaku technology is complete and that she no longer needs to escape. Instead, she chooses to stay and fight alongside everyone until the end. Taking her place at one of the gun turrets, Carla unleashes anti-aircraft fire, but the Gundam appears, and Carla fails to hit it with her cannons. As the Gundam approaches, it destroys the Living Dead division's flagship. Daryl pilots the enhanced Psycho-Zaku and quietly approaches the Moore Brotherhood's flagship. Despite their overwhelming numbers, the mobile suits of the Moore Brotherhood are no match for Daryl's exceptional agility. In just a few moves, he sinks both the flagship and its escorts. Captain Pell orders the survivors to abandon ship, intending to escape with the injured deputy captain. However, the deputy captain, feeling responsible for the deaths of the Moore Brotherhood, shoots Pell. As the Cambridge's windows shatter, Pell is ejected into space, and the entire flagship explodes. With the loss of the flagship, EO and the others see a burst of light and realize it's Daryl's doing. They rush towards his location amidst the debris of the satellite, engaging in a fierce duel with their archenemy. Despite their evenly matched skills and superior mobile suits, both Daryl and his opponent push their machines to the limit. Eventually, after several intense exchanges, they break through each other's defenses, and Daryl passes out in his cockpit. The soldiers escaping from the Moore Brotherhood's fleet find themselves short of oxygen in their lifeboats. They decide to infiltrate the Living Dead Division's flagship, where Gundam's prep technician Connie is also forced to join the assault. During the operation, they encounter Carla and other Zeon soldiers who are determined to resist to the end and plan to detonate the flagship to take everyone down with them. Connie delivers a heartfelt speech, urging everyone to stop the bloodshed and find a way to survive together. Just as the Zeon soldiers begin to waver, Carla notices suspicious behavior among the Federal soldiers behind Connie. As she moves to intervene, a beam of light from above vaporizes her comrades behind her. It turns out to be an enemy mobile suit using beam sabers to lock onto their position. Carla is sucked into space but rescued by the Federal mobile suit, though the shock leaves her hysterical. Inside the flagship, the Zeon soldiers fail to detonate the self-destruct and engage in combat with the invading Federal forces. Some even ignite the ammunition depot, further escalating the chaos. EO removes Gundam's armor and continues to fight with only a beam saber, charging toward the Psycho-Zaku where Daryl sits amidst the debris, unconscious and unaware of his impending demise. Daryl dreams of himself with limbs on a beach with Carla, before a lightning bolt strikes the debris he's in, jolting him awake just in time to fire a rocket that hits Gundam's head. EO's beam saber also pierces the Psycho-Zaku's head, rendering both mobile suits unable to continue fighting. They escape from their respective mobile suits, and EO, seeing his limbless opponent, becomes emotionally stirred once again, realizing the person he couldn't defeat was someone without hands or feet. With the arrival of Zeon reinforcements, EO finds himself surrounded, and Zeon emerges victorious in this battle. All Federation soldiers who lost their mothership are captured. However, both the Psycho-Zaku with its Psycho Field and the Living Dead Division's flagship vanish in their own explosions due to severe damage. Due to Carla's mental instability, the remaining Psycho-Zaku is decommissioned, and JJ, carrying research data, goes missing. Before Carla can recover, the Psycho Field technology cannot continue. Daryl meets his nemesis, EO, who, despite being a captive, enlightens Daryl. They both curse war, yet find themselves drawn to it, destined to fight. As EO declares that the war is not over, the scene shifts to the following year, showing the final battle of the war at Abaoa-Q. First, a flashback shows moments of bravery from the white Psycho-Zaku on the battlefield. Then, without the Psycho Field technology, Daryl enters the battle piloting a standard Zaku, narrowly avoiding destruction due to its slower response. Adele realizes that he can only shine on the battlefield with Psycho Field technology. The Zeon battleship carrying the Moore Brotherhood's prisoners crashes onto Abaoa-Q. Soldiers evacuate Carla and other captives just in time, while EO takes advantage of the chaos to defeat the guards and release all prisoners. When the Federation occupies Abaoa-Q, they will rescue them. The above is the plot of the first season of Thunderbolt Sector. Although it's not long, it's quite exciting. Friends who haven't seen it yet must experience it firsthand. Both main characters enjoy listening to music. In the Thunderbolt Sector animation, several songs were specially produced to make the work more vivid. It's also one of the few works that balance the portrayal of two factions and two main Gundam pilots, highlighting the characteristic of the Gundam series, where there are antagonists, but no outright villains. The dark and brutal style of Thunderbolt makes it more suitable for adult viewers. The new mecha designs also have a distinctive identity. Whether it's good or not is subjective, as some technological settings differ. Thunderbolt is generally considered a parallel universe to the Universal Century, and not part of the official UC timeline. In the series, all the familiar mechas have significantly different designs, with features like mechanical arms, multiple shields, and larger backpacks. The armaments of the full armor Gundam also seem overly powerful. The HG model kits have also introduced a new series name, indicating that the Thunderbolt sector mechas are not typical of the UC universe. The HGUC series, which is official, also treats Thunderbolt as a parallel universe. However, since they are all fictional stories, whether you consider it a parallel universe or not depends on your perspective. It's essential to take a relaxed approach to avoid unnecessary discomfort. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please follow us for more exciting recaps.